and Chief Segun Oni, who was governor for 3.5 years. Of these four political titans, Fayemi and Oni stand out. It was because of their protracted legal battle for the governorship seat that led the state into off-season governorship election. For a period of 7 years, 2007 to 2014, the two political gladiators animated Ekiti political space with their battles of supremacy. They so engaged each other without giving room for any governorship pool to be held. In 2007 governorship election, Oni was the candidate of PDP, while Fayemi was the candidate of the defunct Action Congress. The two were the main contenders for the governorship position. At the end of the election, Oni was declared winner. However, after 3 years in and out of court, Fayemi defeated Oni, who was then sworn in as governor on October 16, 2010. In 2014, the two combatants buried their hatchets when Oni left PDP and decamped to Fayemi's APC. Oni was then made the party's deputy national chairman south. Oni's travails in APC. Oni declared his interest in the governorship position of the state in early 2018. Fayemi was then a serving Minister of Mines and Steel Development in Abuja. Many had given the APC ticket to Oni until Fayemi came into the race a few weeks to the party's primary and changed the permutations. This led to bad blood among the aspirants to the extent that Oni and other aspirants ganged up against Fayemi. They started plotting against him because they felt that he would use his connection in Abuja and the structure of the party, which he installed in his first term in office, to his advantage. When the first primary was held, it was disrupted because Fayemi was coasting home to victory. The primary, which was supervised by Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura, was described as a show of shame as aspirants and their supporters openly chanted "Ole, Ole, thief, thief" on Fayemi. However, with the deployment of heavily armed security personnel to the venue of the second primary election, the exercise, which was conducted under the watchful eyes of APC's electoral committee members, the police, DSS, among others, held peacefully. At the end of the voting on May 12, 2018, Fayemi won with a total of 941 votes to beat Oni, who scored 481 votes on the second place. To the second place. It was apparent that the outcome of the poll did not go down well with Oni and some other aspirants. The reconciliation efforts of both Fayemi and the party were able to calm frayed nerves. Oni, against expectation, even openly campaigned for Fayemi and was at the stadium when President Muhammadu Buhari came to Ekiti to campaign for Fayemi. Well, that went on and on. Sources close to Oni said he went to court because in 2007, he had prevailed on Fayemi not to go to the tribunal, pledging to help Fayemi succeed him after one term in office. This gentleman agreement was said to have been rebuffed by Fayemi, who gave Oni cold shoulders. This was why Oni remained adamant despite the intervention of elders of APC who urged him to withdraw his suit. However, Oni's suit challenging Fayemi's eligibility was dismissed at the High Court, Appeal Court, and the Supreme Court. Of course, he went to court dragging Fayemi after campaigning for him and doing everything else. He still went to court. For taking Fayemi to court, Oni was slammed with an indefinite suspension from the party. The letter, titled Suspension from All Progressives Congress Ward 2, Ifaki, Ekiti, read, subject to Article so and so, we, the undersigned executive members of the APC, hereby suspend you indefinitely from our great party based on your refusal to honor our invitation for investigation and fact-finding into the allegation of anti-party activities leveled against your person by members of our party. And this went on till his eventual move now to the PDP. The idea is with his move to the PDP, how that will shake or that will change permutations between the PDP structure in the Southwest and the APC structure in the Southwest.
It won't do anything. Fayemi has always been on top. Mm-hmm. You see, it's not as if Oni is not important. But you see, one should be knowing one's reach in everything. Now, he seemed to be a colossus, Fayemi also a colossus, but Fayemi has always been outwitting him. And if he, as he moves finally to PDP, some of his people or supporters in APC will go across to PDP with him. And I don't see that weakening the APC. But even if it does in Ekiti, but nationally, I don't see exactly what is going to alter the balance in the Southwest.
In the Southwest.
So for me, it will just remain the way it's been.
All right. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock, and since we're going to wrap up early today, let me open the phone lines, and then we can, as we read on, we can entertain phone calls. The numbers to dial are 0817 00951 or 0810 9510951. Those numbers are the numbers for the studio, and we'll be taking calls starting from now. This last story we just went through says Segun Oni's defection may alter permutations in Ekiti APC. All right. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Mascot is calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Mascot. All right, then.
Honestly, yesterday there was a question you asked about Color Lobodian. The gain that PDP is making in the Southwest. Honestly, the answer is fast coming. I wanted to answer it today, but there was no line.
Yeah.
The thing is that the big wish, the top notchers of politics in the Southwest are fast jumping the APC and jumping into the PDP. This former governor of Osun State, Olabuse Oyelola, the former deputy governor, Mr. Olushola Obada, the former deputy governor of Oyo Tafa, all of them have joined the PDP. Honestly, as a politician, I want to tell you that this will alter the political matrix, the political equation in the Southwest come 2023. So that's my answer to that, and that is my take this morning. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, then. Thank you very much. We got your thoughts on that. Well, there's still another story here in The Guardian. APC chieftain slams Ganduje, others over Erufai's alleged role in Sanusi's removal. Says Kaduna and Kano State's chapters of the All Progressives Congress are at each other's jugular over the controversial dethronement of Lamido Sanusi as the emir of Kano. APC chieftain in Kaduna, Yusuf Ali, described the Kano chapter of the party as an ungrateful bunch which chose to drag Kaduna Governor Nasser El-Rufai in the mud over the Sanusi saga. Ali said Kano APC forgot so quickly how El-Rufai contributed to the progress of the party in Kano. We read the sad commentary by one Shehu Megari from the APC office in Kano. He struggled on the pages of some newspapers to disparage Governor El-Rufai for showing love and support to his friend, the former Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II. This clearly shows that supporting the Kano APC is like casting pearls before swine, who will certainly not appreciate or recognize the efforts and role El-Rufai played in the most difficult moment in the life of the party in Kano in 2019. Today, it is convenient for the Kano APC to call El-Rufai names while ignoring that he spared no effort in ensuring that Ganduje retained his seat as the elected governor of Kano in 2019, even when the odds were against him. Ali said that the Kano APC, as presently constituted, had actually played no significant role in the emergence of APC as a ruling party in Kano and Nigeria in 2015. According to him, it was the untiring effort of people like Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, El-Rufai, and others across Nigeria who pulled resources together to ensure that APC won in Kano and other states as well as at the federal level. Let us go down memory lane. The emergence of APC as the ruling party in Nigeria and Kano in 2015 had no contribution from the likes of Ganduje and his supporters, because at that time there were mere lackeys who were carrying bags for Kwankwaso. But El-Rufai at that time was a dominant figure in politics and one of its pillars, having served as the secretary of the defunct CPC that merged with other parties to form the APC. Well, yet again, the APC finds way to, be at the jugular with each other. Somehow, it seems as if their in-house fight never wanes. If it's dousing in one area, it's picking up fire in another area. Now you have the APC in Kano and in Kaduna grabbing each other's jugulars because El-Rufai showed love and support for Sanusi when he was removed.
Well, I don't know what they think because Sanusi is removed, the friendship he has with El-Rufai should break up. I'm talking about those in Kano. So for me, I think it means nothing. Let El-Rufai, he has done what he has done. He will keep on showing his support for his friend until perhaps if their friendship will end. If it doesn't, that particular friendship will continue. All that they are saying, whether Ganduje and all that, where they are lucky of Kwakwa and so and all that, today he is the governor of Kano State. So it doesn't mean anything. And El-Rufai is the governor of Kaduna State. Of course, in the whole circle, the person that lost is Sanusi.
It's Sanusi. Hello, today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good day, Mr. John.
Mr. John, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Rumoko.
All right, go ahead, Mr. John.
Yes, talking about the defection of Shegu Oni. Shegu Oni defection changes nothing. I agree with Ogaima position on that. Shegu Oni, from the beginning, has been having issues in APC just because he did not get the ticket and Fayomi got it before him. So, and he actually did not even work for APC's victory in Ekiti because he was aggrieved. So, him moving to PDP is of no consequence to APC. APC is very solid in Ekiti. Even PDP as a party has issues, in Ekiti as a result of Fayoshe's disastrous style of politics. So, PDP in Ekiti is highly divided as we speak. Senator Olujumi and others are the ones in control. Fayoshe said they are even looking for a way to expel him. So, nobody should be telling us that Shogoni's defection has changed any political calculation. Everything remains intact. Lockdown for Tinubu for 2023. So we are on course.
All right.
So that one is insignificant defection.
All right. That's insignificant defection. But I always believe that no defection is insignificant.
No, none, absolutely. He must have those that will cross over with him. But then, whether it will...
And if anything else, that's one vote. That one vote should count. Hello, today 95.1 FM. Go ahead.
Good morning. Kanimo calling from Port Harcourt.
Kanimo, good to have you. Go ahead.
Yes, concerning coronavirus, gatherings should not be more than 50 people in it. I want to ask, 2 people, is it not gathering? If 2 people are gathering, is it not gathering?
They've told you the number of gathering that is the problem.
Eh?
They've told you the number of gathering that is a problem now.
So 50 people gather in a place. He said not less than 50 people. That means you are already gathering. And nothing like no gathering. People are still gathering. And besides, it's like this thing is only have effect in township, not in the rural area. Because in my place when I went there, I was trying to ask and talk about this. They say I should not even open my mouth, mention those things. That if you believe in that, that is what you will see. There's nothing like, they don't even want to eat. So I begin to wonder, this thing that we are talking, everybody shouting everywhere, but there is gap on the exam. So how will this going to be tackled proper? Because I see the wonder. We are gathering in market and say, okay, NYC should go home. For market, we are gathering. In a wedding hall, we are gathering. In the hospital, we are gathering. Even in your studio there, we are gathering everywhere.
They have mentioned the number of gatherings that they're trying to maintain. They know it might be very difficult. No, listen. It might be very difficult to say don't even step out at all. So they're saying let's minimize the number of people that can be at a place at a time.
But this number of people is that. What if 50 people, we have 1 cases here? There are 100 people, we don't have any cases here. What is
we can't keep checking how many people are gathered to see if any of them is sick or not. But what we can do is regulate the number of people that are exposed to it per time. That's the point.
Okay.
All right. Any more? Numbers to dial is still 08109510951 or 0817000951. And we just read about APC chieftain slams Ganduje and others over alleged refined role in Sanusi's removal. And that's in the Guardian newspaper. Hello, today 95.1 FM.
Good morning, Anna.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
This is Mayor.
Where are you calling from, Mayor?
From Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm talking in regard of the section of Shogoni in Ekiti State. My own is a very big blow to APC.
Okay.
And they not so much now, but the effect, every Nigeria will see the effects in southwest Nigeria. Because many of them will say that Shigiomi is relevant, as what they call it. But all of us can testify to this, that Shigiomi is a very big weight in APC. And there is a very big blow to them as well. So that's what they reiterate.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. All right, so you can get that connection. The number to dial is your 810-951-0951. Let's get to hear from you what you think over any of the past stories that we've taken from The Guardian.
Hello, Ali.
ID, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ID.
The defection in the southwest, at times it makes me laugh. Because the southwest that you can just rely on, it is also a fact that it defects to your political party. That is their character. If they defect, even though they defect your political party and they decide to betray you, they will betray you. There's nothing you can do about it. So, if at all, Shegu defected to PDP, they defected to Afghan, to me, it makes no meaning so long as they come from the southwest. Because the southwest people are very difficult people that you cannot comprehend them. So, it's very unfortunate that we just heard that they just defected. It's a defection. Thank you.
All right, then. ID. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Hello, Alice.
Yes, please.
Okay, my good morning this morning.
Good morning, my brother.
I want to speak on youth discussion.
All right, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Congo, calling from Akukabi in Ethiopia.
All right, Congo, go ahead.
Oni, to me, or for me rather, he is too old to be doing all these things in politics. I know his own reason or interest may not be the same with another. You see, they are too old to be doing all these things because we are learning from them. And when we look at them, at times, they deviate. I don't even know the kind of humans they are in Nigeria, in Nigerian politics. Halting all the time. What do they think the younger ones like us that are coming behind them? What do they think we should do? If we should done them in this form, what will be Nigerian politics? So I do not know for him. He has his own interest or reasons for doing that. I condemn the act. I'm not his fan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Got your thoughts, Congo. All right, 0810-951-0951. Those are the numbers to the studio. We mentioned Fashola, who said COVID-19 is akin to the Third World War that will be fought by researchers and medical personnel, etc. And then we also did mention Senate that says they're committed to investors' protection as losses hit 370 billion naira. We mentioned to you earlier, Shegoni's defection to the PDP may alter permutations in Ekiti and APC. And then COVID-19, INEC postpones 4 senatorial by-elections. COVID-19 taking the major lead in most of the headlines today. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Annie, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Dike.
Dike, go ahead.
My greetings also to Chief Ndokwe.
Good morning, my brother.
A caller was expressing helplessness at Kanimo.